YouTube, what the crap's going on? I hope you all have been having a good Thanksgiving holiday for those of you who are celebrating it. If not, I hope you're having a good week or weekend. I'm not sure exactly when this is going to show up, but welcome to the Battle of Beckhofen, where Volkmar and his Empire army, combined with Thorgrim Grudgebear and the Dwarves, are going to be taking on the Dark Elves and Vampires. Vampires led by Manfred, and it looks like a Dreadlord with a sword and crossbow. You can already see Chillgeist and a Hexwraith out on the flank. Let's check out the units. A ton of infantry on behalf of the Dark Elves. I see a lot of Bleak Swords, Dread Spears, Blackguard that already took some nasty artillery hits. And I mean nasty. And there's some Blackguard Corsairs on this flank too. Cool flanking unit. A few Dark Shards. Vampires have some zombies in the back, which is an odd place for zombies, I guess. Sternsman getting crapped on right now by the Grudge Thrower. Let's see over here, Feasters in the Dusk, Konigstein Stalkers, Graveguard with great weapons. Over here we got some Knights of the Blazing Sun. Cool unit indeed. Silver Bullets and some Free Company Militia, Flagellants, Sigmar's Sons, so a mostly unbreakable Empire army up front, a couple of crossbows in the back, a Grey Wizard, Volkmar and his Pimp Wagon, some more Free Company, and then the Dwarf army looks like Longbeards. Thunderers mixed into the main line, that's kind of cool, but holy mackerel, do they get crapped on by Dark Shards. Dark Shards, ooh man, look at that damage from the Norgrimling's Ironbreakers though too. I don't know if it's just me or what, but blasting charges seem like they are significantly stronger in Warhammer 2. I haven't used them a ton, but I've had them used against me, and they seem to be extremely effective. Like almost a little too effective sometimes. So over here, Manfred decides to land, and he is getting hit by crossbows, and there's Free Company Militia nearby too that's shooting him. Volkmar, meanwhile, gets out here and gets bogged down in a pile of infantry, which is honestly not a bad place for him to be. He does good versus infantry, better when he's charging, but look at that, he baits in a Pit of Shades from the Grey Wizard. And that is going to do tremendous damage to these Graveguard out here. So very well done. And then Manfred is down. Volkmar's just like driving by like, hey, sup Manfred? Should have got a Pimp Wagon. Alright. Over here, Silver Bullets. I like how they're out here on the flank, and they're unchallenged by Vampire Cavalry as well, while the Knights of the Blazing Sun slowly making their way around to these Dark Shards. Meanwhile, the Dwarves have just taken an absolute giant dwarf crap all over the Dark Elves. The pointy ears getting no mercy from the bearded ones here. And it looks like the Hexwraiths and Chillgeist have come into the background here, but they've gotten caught by Slayers that are being hit by Gunners and Artillery. And there's some mist there that's killing my frame rate. Yeah, these guys are not enjoying life right now. There's a Thane there too that looks like he has Tormentor Sword, so I don't know if it's been used just yet. Yeah, the Dark Elves not enjoying life, and then here's the Knights of the Blazing Sun, and these guys are going to absolutely light up the world with all these Dark Shards. Knights of the Blazing Sun are very good versus lightly armored infantry like this. They crush them on the charge and do pretty decent and prolonged melee. As long as they're squishy units. Yeah, look at that, already racked up 100 kills. So yeah, they can get a pretty chilling amount of kills. I saw another Pit of Shades go up. Yeah, finished off. Woof, just executed what was left of the Vargeist and Chillgeist. So like straight banished them into the Forgotten Realms. There's some forgotten Dark Elf infantry right here, a Miss Micro, and a Banishment. Holy magic on the behalf of Volkmar and his Grey Wizard. Just look at this. Just absolutely eating their enemies alive with these Vortex spells. I love seeing Vortex spells being used more in the game. I don't see them used every time, and they're not an instant win or something, but if used nicely, they are just gruesome. And to me, it's like, finally, Vortex spells are the way we would expect them to be. How about that play by Volkmar there? I know that the players on the other team made some mistakes and stuff like that, but still, Volkmar picks up 129 kills. His Grey Wizard, it didn't count probably a ton of kills, but that was some pretty good Pit of Shade work on his part. And the Knights of the Blazing Sun cleaning up those Dark Shards was quite beautiful as well. Let's look at the Dwarf player here. Those Norgrimlings, Ironbreakers, and Warriors of Dragonfire Pass were doing some serious ownage. And then look at that, the Goblobber. This thing is just gruesome. Absolutely gruesome unit. Old fart, sorry, buddy. Yeah, it was pretty rough, but that's okay. Battles are for fun. We came out and we had fun. Everybody had a good time. Manfred, didn't work out for you this time, man. Nagash may not have been as weak as you thought he was. But in any case, hope you all enjoyed this one. Appreciate that being sent in. It's been a while since I got to show a 2v2. Appreciate my sponsor, MSI. Wow, that was short. It's like a 5.5-minute battle. So, yeah. You know what? I have a replay. Actually, we can watch one of my replays. It's nothing special, but we'll watch mine. So this is going to be an Empire versus Vampire gameplay that I had, since that was kind of short. So this is where I took a Volkmar build myself, come to speak of it. So this one just ends up being a Volkmar heavy episode. But I, on the other hand, did not put him on his pimp wagon. He's on a warhorse. I kind of meant to put him on foot, but he ended up on a warhorse. And so since I accidentally put him on the warhorse, I stuck him in the middle of a bunch of Demigryph knights. The reason I wanted him on foot was I wanted to get his replenishment item and make him hard for large vampire units to kill, but then I forgot the replenishment item and accidentally mounted him on a warhorse, so huge mistake on my part. Immediately I see this huge air force from the vampires. I realize that it's a vampire lore of death, and then over here Isabella von Karstein. So a strange pick, and immediately I decide to light up Isabella. She's amidst all these devils of Schwarzhofen right now. I've got several Free Company militia, including Sterling's Revenge. And Isabella is going to take some big damage here and force her to heal. This is going to force the bats to the ground a little bit earlier than they really want to be here. My Demigryph Knights and Free Company Militia are going to easily best them. And then the Vampire main line is 4 Crypt Ghouls that are moving up right now. So here they come. There's also a Corpse Cart and a Blood Knight. My Flagellants are going to countercharge the Crypt Ghouls. And then there's a Banshee moving in there as well. So yeah, I've also got a Light Wizard because whenever you cast, it causes a leadership drop on all vampires for 25 seconds, so it's an 8 leadership drop. It's the Exorcism trait that comes with the Light Wizard. I've used a net here just to keep the Blood Knights and the Corpse Cart away from the combat, while my 2 Great Swords come in and do the damage that the Flagellants are probably lacking. We keep fire on Isabella despite being pressured by zombies. You can see the dead zombies and bats everywhere. And Isabella just has no way to get to my backline. Sterling's Revenge gets hit by the Devils of Schwarzhofen, who will cause some serious damage, but even with the Fate of Buna, these Demigryph Knights here and the other Demigryph Knights will make short work of the Devils. Devils are really good against lightly armored infantry or even rear-charging armored infantry. But when you get them into an anti-large fight for very long, they melt because they have no armor. They are not very survivable. Skeletons and zombies all day long. That's why I brought Free Company Militia and not crossbows or handguns. Free Company Militia is not great versus armor, though the Sterling's Revenge is. But they can take on zombies and skeletons and melee, like I said, all day long. It is no problem. Volkmar has kind of stayed in the back and helped ward off certain vampire units. In this case, Isabella landed, and so Volkmar moves in along with some Demigryph Knights. They're going to try and pin her in this fight. Actually, I believe this is Isabella over here. The other one's the vampire. So Volkmar now came over to take on Isabella. More summons over here. This time another skeleton unit, but like I said, skeletons don't do well versus Free Company Militia and melee. Free Company happen to be good against unarmored units both in melee and at range, and it makes them very useful against Cryptors, Crypt Ghouls, and Skeletons. The only thing that's going to do real well versus them would be something like Brave Guard. And Cryptors, of course, can kill them, but they take a lot of damage getting to them. So if you can properly tie down Free Company Militia with the summons while you move the Cryptors in, then the Free Company Militia has a lot more limited use versus Cryptors. I wanted to get rid of these Blood Knights, so I banished them. And at that point, my opponent admitted defeat. The Blood Knights had already taken a lot of damage, as they got a little bit mismicroed, and I countercharged them with Demigryph Knights. And once again, the battle ends with Volkmar banishing some foes. So hope y'all enjoyed the Volkmar battles. Appreciate the game from Big Mike here. Had fun playing against him. But in any case, yeah, it was a fun battle. Volkmar is actually, I like him. He's a good lord. Anytime I think I'm going to be up against... honestly, I like him versus the undead. Banishment can be useful, and his other abilities can be useful, and then his regeneration. If you think you're going to come up against an infantry-heavy army, then Volkmar is a good pick because he does anti-infantry damage. and he's quite good at that on his pimp wagon. But if you just bring him either unmounted, or like in this case, I had him on a horse and he was protected by Demigryph Knights, that kind of thing is perfectly legit too, especially when he has his item that helps him heal. I don't remember, it's like something Phoenix, like I don't remember exactly what it's called, but in any case, it's a great, he's a great lord for certain duties. So in any case, I thought this was one of them. Light Wizard, again, is, in my opinion, a solid pick versus the vampires. There's other stuff to use against them too, but Light Wizard's not a bad one. Anyway, do hope y'all enjoyed this one. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. Appreciate my sponsor MSI for helping out with the channel. I will be seeing you all soon on another Total War video. Kind of almost forgot what I was going to say there. See you soon.